Hello, this is Bonita Palmer with BGP Group Action Coach. Welcome to your local business owner spotlight. The purpose is to interview Cincinnati area business owners and promote them through my social channels. It's my way of giving them exposure and promoting them locally. Now, this is a complimentary service I do because I believe that life and business should be in perfect balance, growing and prosperous. And if we all help support local business, we improve our local economy. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Kimber Boothe of the Kimber Boothe Group, LLC. Welcome, Kimber, and thank you for taking some time to chat with us today.
Hello, Bonita.
So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started by having you tell us just a little bit about yourself and your business. Give us your 60-second commercial, so to speak.
Sure. Well, thanks again for having me. I am a pharmacist, a healthcare leader, and entrepreneur, and I am a strategic pharmacy coach and consultant. And I help pharmacists to advocate for resources so that they can advance pharmacy practice and to improve patient care while also creating joyful, engaging careers. I do this through providing strategic consulting for organizations. I also provide one-on-one career coaching for pharmacists. And I also provide online courses and memberships for ongoing support for the people that I serve. I have been a pharmacy leader in both pharmaceutical industry and health systems, most recently serving as a system director of pharmacy.
Very nice, very nice. Very niche market, so to speak. Can you tell us a little bit about who it is that you serve? Who would be an ideal client or your target audience?
Yeah, I think this is a great question. And since you mentioned that niche aspect, I think when I first formed my business over 7 years ago, I was thinking more general. I was thinking I would help anyone with strategic consulting, project management, some of the places that I excelled, as well as career coaching, because those were the things that people came to me for. And a few years ago, I realized that, my passion and expertise really is in pharmacy and in health systems. And so I did decide to really focus and niche on pharmacy and even a little more specifically on health system pharmacy. So who I serve are predominantly pharmacists who are either current leaders or aspiring leaders working in pharmacy organizations where they have a passion to improve patient care and improve their careers. I also have been supporting pharmacist entrepreneurs just because I have had a business now, initially as a side hustle for 7 years, and then now full-time entrepreneurship. So I often am coaching people who have either they are a full-time entrepreneur already, or they may be looking to start a side hustle. And so I have helped them as well.
That's great. There's a lot of leadership aspects that apply to most any form of industry or leader, but there are definitely some niche leadership skills as well. So it's great that you're offering industry-specific counseling and coaching. Now, the last year and a half caused a lot of change to the face of most businesses. So what's been the biggest impact of the pandemic on you and your business? And with a look back, what are maybe one or two things that you might have done differently?
Well, I was just starting my full-time business as an entrepreneur right before the pandemic. So January 2020 was my first month as an entrepreneur, and I had lots of trips to various health systems in the country. And so I was traveling a lot those first few months. But of course, with the pandemic hitting, I think March 3rd was my last flight coming back from a health system. And so everything became virtual from there. And I think while it had an impact on my business that I wasn't traveling, it turned out to definitely be a blessing for me, because it did show my clients, these health systems, that I could serve them virtually and that I could be just as effective, doing things virtually. There were definitely some aspects that, I also conduct strategic planning retreats, usually over a couple of days. Ideally, we're in a room using flip charts and, sticky notes. But I did find ways to facilitate some of that using some virtual tools, but it definitely was not the same. So I am looking forward in 2022 to get back to doing live strategic planning retreats. But overall, it has been helpful. It allowed me personally to be here when my kids were out of school. And while they may have spent a little more time on their iPads than I would have preferred, I was able to work from home while still being here and not needing extra childcare, which of course has been hard to come by during the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I would say in terms of what I would have done differently, I don't know that I would have done anything differently. I was super glad that we already had tools like Zoom. I already was using Zoom, so just increasing the use of that. And again, finding some of these other ways to provide virtual collaboration and input, definitely continuing to enhance that has been helpful.
Yeah. As hard as the pandemic has been on so many businesses, one of the things that I have found doing these interviews is that a lot of business owners were able to pivot and find the positive in it. And you're absolutely right. That extra time with the family, having the tools to be able to do things online. So that you can still do everything that you need to do and not be in person. So it's great that you were able to do that. And like you, there are a lot of people that are excited about being able to travel again and do things again in 2022. So now, Kimber, as we look at business ownership specifically, it's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what are some mistakes that maybe you have made in your entrepreneurial journey that you could share with the next generation of entrepreneurs and business owners?
Absolutely. Well, when this question comes up for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is not expanding my support team fast enough. So definitely when I was doing my business as a side hustle, I had put things in place in terms of some childcare support, house cleaning, automating things like ordering groceries, things that would allow me to practice at the top of my capabilities. But I continued in terms of assistant, having a virtual assistant or members of my team. I was very slow to activate that. And even when I did, I posted a job for 10 hours a week of support. And that led me to still do most of the stuff myself and struggle to find things to delegate. And working through and realizing, I had been a leader for so long, managing large teams of people. I don't know why I was looking at my business differently, in terms of hiring and having that right support. So it can be scary to invest that money, but just like I do with supporting pharmacy practice advancement, I think everybody should be practicing at the top of their license or training, and we should be optimizing technology. So my biggest learning was that I needed to hire a virtual assistant full-time. And so now I have done that this year, which has been amazing to free myself up, to give me more balance, but also, to get more done and be more effective. It has been wonderful. And I know something that you have taught me, Bonita, is around a business, and I may not say it exactly correctly, but a business needs to kind of operate without you. And I have definitely had myself, fully ingrained in too many aspects of my business. And I'm excited about the future potential, actually, besides, handing off some of my administrative tasks that I'm doing, but, even bigger strategic things that I've been working on, or even, eventually maybe hiring a team of other consultants so that I can reach more people.
That is great advice, and probably one that is great advice not only for the up and coming entrepreneurs, but for business owners today. A lot of times that is a scary step to take because as business owners, and I put myself in the same bucket, sometimes we want to do it, make sure it's done our way. And so the best way to get it done our way is to do it ourselves. But we do need a team. We do need people to help us out. So that's great advice. Now, as we start to wrap up, I'm going to get your contact information and put it in the post. So when the video goes live, people will see it. But can you go ahead and tell everyone how they can get in contact with you? And is there anything that you would like to add, maybe a special offer or an event that you have that you would like to let everyone know about?
Sure. Well, thank you so much again for this opportunity. Definitely going to my website at kimberboothe.com is the best place to go. And if you go to the contact page, so kimberboothe.com/contact, that's where you can get in touch with me. You can sign up to be on my email list or even book an exploration call to see how I could support you. So if you are looking into leadership roles or ways to monetize your knowledge and you work in healthcare, I would definitely love to talk with you. And you'll also find my social media links there as well. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn is probably the best place for me.
All right, very good. Well, thank you for sharing that. And again, if you didn't catch all that information, you will be able to find it right here in the post. And then finally, before we close, Kimber, would you mind sharing with us what it is that inspires you the most? What gets you up in the morning and gets you going?
Yeah, so this helps me, reminds me of thinking about, why did I do my business in the first place and make the leap to leave a secure job to move into this realm. And what was inspiring me was the needs of healthcare, the unmet medication related needs that we see out there. There's definitely medication safety concerns, and I've been very happy to see how pharmacists have become more at the forefront as people have seen how they've been helpful during the pandemic, whether it was treating acute patients in the hospital, getting the therapies and managing the patients and helping to reduce the bad outcomes, but also then to help with the vaccines and other preventative treatment. So it's been wonderful to see that and how pharmacists have really stepped up to help fill some of those gaps. So that is what inspires me, is to help be a part of improving medication safety for patients.
That is great inspiration, especially as the population gets older. We do rely on medications more, and having those safety measures in place are important. So thank you for that. All right, Kimber, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me today and for sharing your journey with all of us. I do wish you and the Kimber Boothe Group, LLC, the very best moving forward. This concludes our program for today. I'd like to thank you for joining. I'm Bonita Palmer with BGP Group Action Coach, and this has been your Local Business Owner Spotlight. May your life and business continue to be balanced, growing, and prosperous. Have a great day, everyone.
To learn more about Kimber Boothe Group, LLC, visit kimberboothe.com. Thanks for watching Local Business Owner Spotlight. Is it time to take your business to the next level? Visit bonitapalmer.actioncoach.com to request a complimentary business strategy session.